was a good one.
You know, I came a long way with them claps. My claps used to be so bad.
Now you just gotta work on your outros. And you good.
You gotta work on your leg. I'm famous enough from Heat Check Gaming, and this is the Heat Check In. Last week we have 2 games versus Cavs Legion GC and Pacers Gaming. And I brought a few people here to talk about it. I got Majestic, I got Hood, and we have somebody new here. We have Hollywood from Team Witness. We'll get to Hollywood later. But for now, let's talk about the games. I wasn't able to travel up to New York because I was sick, a little bit under the weather. When something like that happens, you know, you're always okay with just walking away with a win, and that's what we did. First game was Hood's against one of his old teams. He went against Cavs Legion GC, came out super aggressive, and sometimes that's what you want to see with somebody that's new to a team on their first game. You don't want them coming out timid, you want them to come out there aggressive. Hood, how did it feel going against your former team?
It was fun. Like I told you in the last episode, it was gonna be fun. It was gonna be a war. It was gonna be a battle. Luckily, in the third quarter, we just went on a run, and you know we never looked back from there, and we blew them out.
I think like the biggest thing seeing for me was how fast you gelled with the guys. How fast we only practiced 2 days, and during those practices, we probably only played, I want to say, 4 teams maybe, somewhere around there. So it wasn't a lot of practice. It was just you playing 2K. You know, somebody who hasn't played on the stage in about 3, 4, maybe 5 weeks. How did it feel just being back on the stage?
I mean, the guys around me, they made it easy. You know, always lifted me up after a good play or a bad play. So they just made me feel at home on the sticks, and you know, I've been playing it for so long, so it was home. I felt at home.
One thing that I noticed is that with you out there, it helped Majestic unleash his scoring that I know he can score. You had 25 points that game, something of the sort. And just being able to score at will, how did that make you feel?
Well, I felt like Hood trusted me that game. Every time I called for the ball, he hit me right on the nose. I told him, like, watch me on the mid if you need me. And every time I had the mid open, he passed me the ball. So it really helped us out.
And I think that's one of the biggest things that, you know, a lot of times analytics get into people's heads, and they think, you know, we always got to take threes, we got to do this. If it's not a 3, then we need to be in the paint. And that mid-range is such a lost art. It's like, as long as you get a bucket, that's the only thing that matters. Guarding the top. When we say guarding the top, we're talking about like guarding the other sharp, the secondary ball handler. So guarding the top was something that we went back to for you. How did that make you feel?
Apparently there's an art to leaking out. I didn't know I had that skill. So I went back to the top, and Hotshot was just getting easy assists just off me getting leak out buckets.
Who almost had a triple-double in 2 straight games.
Yeah.
He had 9 assists in both games. And you know, I always say that if Hotshot was like a selfish player, everybody in the league would be talking about him. But he's super unselfish. He doesn't care about numbers. He doesn't care about stats. If we go into those games telling Hotshot get a triple-double, he would have abolished the triple-double. He would have got it by far, but he doesn't care about that. Only person that cares about Hotshot triple-doubles is drop-off. Literally, that is the only person who cares about.
He intentionally fouled for him to
every single time Hotshot's getting close to triple-double, drop-off is gonna foul. Second game, we kind of let it get away from us. What was different in that game, Hood, compared to the first game?
Honestly, I felt like it was really just an energy thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like, you know, after that first game, it's always, you know, never get too high, never get too low. And I felt like we went into that second game too high. We were so, you know, wanting to be celebrating our last win and celebrating our first game because of how well we played, that we almost forgot that we had that second game and that we needed to lock in.
I think that's a great point, and that's one thing that I did not take into account. Once you have a blowout like that in the first game, you have to play another game that day. The only thing is on your mind is that we just blew these dudes out, and we kind of overlook the opponent that's in front of us, not knowing that, not thinking that the team that we're playing just had lost in a blowout as well. So they have redemption on their head as well. So that's one of those things that, you know, as a team, you know, we got to grow together. So we split the weekend. We went 1-1, and right now we're 4-3. I think we're 7th in the rankings, and which is still not bad. We're still in the thick of things. We have 2 good games coming up versus 2 great teams, Celtics and 76ers. But before I get into that, we recently formed a partnership with this guy, with Hollywood, as a content creator. He will be handling a lot of our streaming on Twitch. It's something that we was looking forward to. We've probably been in talks with this for about a couple months.
Yeah, I'd say like 2 or 3 months. It was so hard to hold back. I was so excited for this partnership.
With this partnership, you're going to be streaming a lot on our Twitch at HeatCheck Gaming, but you're also going to be doing a few different types of content series. You're going to be traveling with us a couple times. So Hollywood, overall, what does 2K mean to you as somebody who's been playing this game for so long?
I mean, it's kind of like, it was my passion in the youth. Like 2K12 was my first ever 2K. I started on like GB Team Up with my friends. Actually, that's how TW started. And it became a hobby, and you know, my dad always told me, monetize your hobby. And I love to talk to people. I love to entertain, so it kind of just immediately turned into my actual hobby becoming my job, and 2K has kind of become my life.
That's great. So with the NBA 2K League, and it's focused on Pro-Am, as a park player, to be a part of something like HeatCheck Gaming, what does that mean to you?
It's just insane to even think about that I can be a part of something that is HeatCheck Gaming as a park player. The avenues that can open up from just doing you and staying in your lane is absolutely wild. Don't change yourself to be something that you aren't. And I stayed myself, and I was able to become a part of a Pro-Am professional team, an organization.
I think that's one of those things like I talked about, like a lot of park players are like, they're scared to make that change, but if you're a streamer, there's another way for you in for things. Like, there's so many different, you just gotta apply yourself. You really have to apply yourself. A lot of people just don't know how to approach teams, or teams don't know how to approach streamers, you know. It's just, lo and behold, that I actually knew you and was able to approach you in a way that benefited both of us.
Yeah, it's definitely a great partnership. I'm excited.
So this week, Thursday at 6 p.m., we play the Celtics. On Friday at 9 p.m., we play the 76ers. Be sure to tune in at twitch.tv/HeatCheckGaming.